Welcome to an Exile. I found this clip of Kari Lake on John Solomon's Real America's Voice.
We've been trying for 3 years to get our foot in the door on one of these election cases. And I've always said we have the greatest election case ever. And the door has been pushed open and we're in the House now. And this is a good news.
But hold on. Before we get to Kari Lake, what credibility do I have? Well, Dr. Charlie Ward gave me a quick bump.
But he's focused on her and he's focused on the truth. And good luck to you, Doug. You're doing a great job. A shout out from Charlie Ward here saying, well done, Doug, in Exile. Well done for the work you're doing. And anyone that's watching this, you can learn a lot from Doug because he's focusing on a specific subject.
We are focused on a subject. Back to an overview of the Kari Lake court case in Arizona.
The Arizona Supreme Court sent back to the lower courts a case saying that Kari Lake's claims and worries about signature verification, they have merit. They need to be considered by a court. They should not have been dismissed.
We agree they should not have been dismissed. And it also proves Kari Lake was right and all the name callers were wrong. They're anti our legal system. Look, I'm wearing a t-shirt I designed over on Gab. It's a giant robot. And it also has 2 Corinthians on his back. Remember when Trump said 2 Corinthians?
2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians.
If you want to wear my art, the link is in the description. You can click in Gab and get your own t-shirt. It raises money for Gab. That's all. Back to Kari Lake.
Signature verification procedure. They're not following the procedures and they're allowing literally tens of thousands we projected more than 140,000 bogus ballots got rushed through in the signature verification portion of our elections.
She says 140,000 ballots. Just to be safe, I've been saying 130,000 ballots that they've found problematic that got rushed through. That's what this court case is about. I don't know if the court will leave enough time to properly look at those 130,000 ballots. I know that the Kari Lake team have gone over them, but we need this brought into evidence in court.
There's only one security feature for mail-in ballots, and that is the signature on the outside of that envelope. And if those signatures aren't being matched,
then you have no security on a ballot and those ballots become illegal. That's Arizona law.
People came to you and said they saw ballots being passed through and counted that didn't have a signature that matched the voter file on record. How important is that to convincing a judge or a jury someday that this has a lot of merit?
I think it's huge. I mean, not one whistleblower, 3 from the signature verification process team came forward. And these are people who just don't like to see our system being torn apart like this. They were part of it. They said it was physically impossible to actually count or verify these in the amount of time given. You know, anybody who knows signature verification would say it would take minimum 35 seconds, maybe about 45 seconds to properly verify a signature. At the number of ballots they had to verify, and they said that they did do the signature verification, which is not true, it would have only given each person 8 seconds per ballot. That's impossible. To pull it up on the computer, match the screens, match this signature, and process it. It's impossible to do it in that amount of time.
They needed 3 times more time just to get to those 130,000 ballots to properly look at them and compare them to the record on the computer. It was impossible.
The biggest fear to them is we, the people, waking up and getting politically active. And frankly, that's exactly what we've been doing over the past decade. From the Tea Party to the America First movement, real people, moms and dads, students, grandmas and grandpas have gotten involved. They hate that. They want us asleep, just hoping that we will just toss our hands in the air and say, we're done. Why would we vote anymore? We can't allow them that victory. We need to show up and vote in droves, even in a system that is not good.
I wanted to show this clip because there's a lot of people saying, why bother voting? I just want to get that out of our culture, out of our conservative culture right now. Even in this system, you have to vote in huge numbers. It doesn't help to pull out of votes.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Continue to be involved and vote, even if you don't have confidence in the system. We've got to keep voting even in their bad system.
John Solomon brings up what I'm most curious about. That is Kyrsten Sinema. Why would he bring up this Kari? Because Kari Lake is going to run.
Kari, just got about 30 seconds left. I want to ask a little bit about Kyrsten Sinema. She's been running from the Democratic Party that she last ran with. There's all these stories about her dissing the party, giving the middle finger to people. How are Arizonans looking at her?
I think they see her exactly what she is, as a person who went to D.C. and voted with Joe Biden 93% of the time. Then she comes home every once in a while and tries to act like she's an independent or an independent Democrat. We know she's a liberal. We know she's frankly voted like a leftist, and the people are onto it. They are ready for people who will put Arizona first and America first all the way, not a globalist like Kyrsten Sinema.
She has already taken out Kyrsten Sinema. I'm Doug in Exile.
But Doug has focused on Kari Lake, and that's what he does his study on. So he talks with authority.